Hello there, good evening. My name is Baba Tando. I bring you the latest in the world of sports on Prime. Let's begin from the Ghana Football Association, where the Normalization Committee met representatives of Premier and Division 1 clubs at the Secretariat today to look at the format and modalities of the special competition, which is set to start this month. Some club officials who spoke to Joy Sports shared varied opinions.
This is part of it. Part of it. It's for 64 Premier Division 1 clubs. So whichever way you choose to look at Olympics, we are part of it.
In terms of the modalities, financial reward, are we okay?
I think generally I'll say it's an attractive package, and one must commend the Normalization Committee for their efforts in trying to put the competition together in many ways. We understood from what they said that it was quite difficult, but then they've done very well. The modalities are generally okay, set up within a framework of very clear objectives, but then there were one or two areas that the generality of members felt they could make some changes around, and they've agreed to that. So they'll go back and refine or fine-tune a few areas, but generally I think members, almost everybody was in full agreement. Yeah.
Well, I would say yes and no. Yes, in the sense that they were able to call the meeting, and now they were able to give us the modalities around the competition that they want to bring. And no, because you just do the mathematics around it, you can realize that it's the whole story. Because if I'm going to move around for 8 matches and I'm getting $20,000, you and I know that it's meager when it comes in terms of Adriana. We have to call the players, pay salaries, pay certain administrative chest, and then the transportation in and out and camping situations, traveling costs and that kind of thing. So for me, I would say that I wasn't impressed, but they've given us the idea. It's left with me to also go and share with our other officers and see, work through about it, whether it is feasible. We have to be very careful because, well, I'm not expecting much from them. You and I know very well that they are professionals in their own rights. But when it comes to football, I don't think that they are at the level that we all expect them to do a lot of football things. So I would say that, well, we've heard them. We'll think through and take a decision.
Hey, your remarks, could it be that Indiana Stars will not participate in this competition if it doesn't go well with your other people you're going to consult?
Yes, I'm the CEO, but I'm not the only decision making in the club. And I also believe in collective decision, and so we're going to meet them and decide.
So we still remain with Ghana Football, and the Normalization Committee's chairman, Dr. Kofi Amoah, has urged the clubs to cooperate with them as football activities resume, and he hopes the restart of football will test a solution in solving Ghana's problems. He spoke to Benedict Owusu after the meeting with the clubs.
I also told them that this is not perfect conditions. We are still on the road to perfection, and until we get there, any tournament that we put in place is going to have some areas that people will contend with. So they understand that, you know. The issue of cleansing up our refereeing community has not been finalized. We still have issues with pitches that are not really good to play on. We have issues with match attendances, issues with sponsorship. So yes, we hope that the restart of football will try to test some of the solutions that we think we can use to solve the problems facing Ghana football, and that through this, it will get to a point where we'll get to perfection.
Generally speaking to them, most of them are not okay with the financial package for this special competition. Are we going to do something about it?
Well, I mean, the FA cannot absorb everything. The FA is trying to do exactly what it's supposed to do, go out there and tell the story of the restructuring of Ghana football to see if we can get corporate sponsorship, for instance. We have met with government representatives, and we've done what we can. But we are also happy that, let me put on record, that the Ghana government has been very, very encouraging, and knowing that where the football status is going to be difficult to get sponsorship. The Ghana government has stepped forward and provided some funds so that we can start playing football.
take you to England, specifically to the White Hart Lane, where there is some action ongoing. It's the first leg semi-final of the Carabao Cup for this season between Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea. And it's 28 minutes and it's still goalless from the White Hart Lane. And there's a goal, actually. There's a goal that's up now. So Tottenham Hotspur are up by a goal, 2-0. And the goal is by Harry Kane. Right, so ongoing right now is the 2018 CAF Awards happening in the Senegalese capital of Dakar. But this morning at the same venue, there was the CAF Extraordinary Congress where Egypt, who have won the African Cup of Nations 7 times, were giving the nod to host the 2019 African Cup of Nations, probably to give them a chance to win it for a record 8th time. Now, let's listen to CAF President Ahmad when he was announcing this.
These are members of the Egyptian delegation celebrating after the announcement was made. Egypt beat South Africa, the only other nation to put in a bid, in a vote held at the CAF Executive Committee meeting in Dakar, Senegal. Cameroon were the original host nation, but was stripped from hosting the tournament back in November because of delays in infrastructure and security concerns. Here is how CAF President Ahmad made the announcement.
For 2019, with regards to the candidacies of both South Africa and Egypt, after listening to the representatives and analyzing the situation, we have voted, and today I'm happy to announce that the result of that vote is that Egypt will host the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. All preparations for this competition will begin immediately. CAF will work diligently with Egypt to ensure the success of this competition.
Right, so that'll be it for now, but you can check out more on myjoyonline.com/sports, especially on what's happening as a prelude to the Australian Open, which begins next week, Monday. The Sydney Open is currently ongoing, and there are lots of fixtures to look ahead to. So head on to myjoyonline.com/sports. I tweet at the handle @Babatando. Same for Instagram. Sports is done. Good evening.